Hey, hi, hello. Allow me to reintroduce myself. If you are new here, my name's Olivia. I'm 26 years old today. And I wanted to come on here and just introduce myself to the new people, especially since now I live in a new area, and just kind of tell y'all about myself so that y'all know a little bit about me. I am a dog mom to 3 pups. They are my children. I'm a pretty boring person, I guess. Literally what I do for my business is what I love to do for fun. I sew, I crochet, I diamond paint, I do banners, I do all kinds of stuff. I used to make tumblers, I used to do shirts, I used to name a craft, I've probably tried it. The only craft I know for sure that I haven't tried is knitting because my brain can't comprehend that. But I do loom knit. And that is kind of how I blew up on social media in 2020, I think, was with my Afghan loom. I've been sewing, doing alterations for, is it 18 years now? 19 years? Because I've been sewing since I was 7 years old. My mom was a seamstress and had a sewing business for 2 decades. And she taught me everything that I know. I started crocheting in 2020 during COVID, and I've never put it down. My Nana taught me here and there, but I always told my Nana that I didn't have the patience to learn how to crochet. But then when I had nothing else to do, I learned to find the patience, and now I love doing it. Naomi Ruth Boutique is named after my great-granny and my mom. Naomi is my great-granny. She is basically who started the generation of sewing in our family. And Ruth is my mom's middle name. And that's just like a dedication to her for teaching me all the things that she's taught me and giving me this gift. My mom also hates her middle name, so it's kind of to give her a way to love her middle name. And in the future, if I ever have a daughter, that will be her name. That's the name for my first child I've had picked out since I was little. So the business is also building a legacy for my future children. Fun fact about me, I have been running and creating businesses since the 8th grade. My parents and one of someone that I look up to, Coach Little, in 8th grade put me in a young entrepreneur program where in 8th grade I learned how to create a business plan, how to read a business plan, how to create a business, run a business, and was somewhat successful with that business. Won a grant or like some type of like not a scholarship, but I guess a grant or like a loan to start my business in the 8th grade. And that business was making homemade organic pet treats. And the business was called Pet Tidbits. And it was, I want to say, for being an 8th grader, it was a pretty successful business. I had great clientele that were very every week buying treats from me for their pets. And around the holidays, since my mom was a seamstress and she had an embroidery machine, we would make all kinds of things to put the treats in. And I used to I not only sold out of the home, but I sold at a, I guess an old vintage place, not like a flea market, but in a building. And that kind of started my whole journey of being an entrepreneur. I forgot where I left off. But I've been living in Louisiana since 2019. I just moved to the New Iberia area the beginning of October. I grew up in Kentucky the whole 18, 19 years of my life. My dogs have come to interrupt the show. But I was born in West Virginia, and that is where my mother's family is from, is West Virginia. I love what I do. I love what I offer. And if you all have any questions, you all can put them in the comments, and I'll greatly answer them. But yeah.